We're live.
We did it.
Wait, are we on Twitch or YouTube?
Live
Oh
on
my
the
God.
internet.
Yeah, we're on the internet.
On Discord?
Yes, all of these things.
Hooray!
It's a
been
whole
while
new
since I've been
era.
here, so.
Happy episode 500!
Yeah!
Oh, this is so exciting.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, yeah, I have water.
It's mostly empty.
500 episodes in, I can tell you, always bring some water.
Yep.
Agreed.
Pro podcasting tip.
True.
Don't go thirsty.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go like around the horn and introduce ourselves because we got a special guest. I'm Sean Booker.
Oh, I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
I'm Nathan. I used to be on this show. I think the last
Nathan's
time I
here. Woo!
remember that book Console Wars that turned into that amazing movie with Seth Rogen and James Franco?
No.
That swept the Oscars.
Yeah, I never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it never was produced, but I wanted to talk about that book. That's the last time I remember being on the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There was supposed to be a documentary. It was going to be so awesome. Sega. The Ted Kalinske story. But yeah.
This is the top-down perspective for January 31st. Nathan, if was an original host, and as we calculated, he did about 40% of this show, and then swapped it with Paul
Like
back in
37%.
2014.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, 500 episodes. Isn't that crazy?
10 years is the crazy number to me.
10 years. Yeah, our 10-year anniversary was the 29th, 2 days ago.
Like Darksiders 1 maybe it was an early topic.
He's
I don't know.
still trying to figure it out. It's been that long.
Yeah. Wait, what year was Deadly Premonition?
That was 2010, I believe.
That we're on the verge of a sequel though. Could not have ever
That is
anticipated
pretty
that.
crazy.
Couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, like I'm trying to think, just kind of like where was everyone at 10 years ago?
Whoa.
Because that's a whole different lifetime, right?
Mhm.
2010.
Well, I'm in the same city. Your life has changed probably the most.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
John's life has changed quite a bit. That dude's married.
Yeah. Got a ring on it now.
So is Nathan. Nathan's
That
married
actually
too.
also happened.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, you haven't been
Team
on for a
married.
long time.
Yeah,
Holy
it's
shit.
been a bit.
Yeah.
I don't even know if were we. Oh, well, when Console Wars came out, I think it was the same year. It was probably some months before that
He's
happened.
still trying to figure it out.
August 2015 is when I got married, and then I went to Japan. So I've been to Japan.
I've
Yeah.
been to Japan.
Paul's been to Japan.
Yep.
Has John?
John,
been
have
to
you been
Japan?
to Japan?
Nope. Never been to Japan.
No,
John-
It's
man.
pretty-
John, let's
I've
go to
been to
Japan.
Ireland.
Let's go.
Yeah. Right now.
Yeah. Fuck this
All right, bye,
podcast.
everybody.
Let's go. Yeah.
Apparently, I should have gone
To the
that robot
airport.
dinner theater.
All right. I'm gonna read you what you guys did the first
very
podcast
first
episode.
episode?
Okay.
Like the description?
Yeah. So
Okay.
01/29/2010. The inaugural episode.
Hang on,
of
let
the
me
top-
paint you a quick picture. Let me paint you
Yeah.
a
Oh my
quick
God.
picture where we
Okay.
were at.
Yeah. Go.
It was my mom's basement.
Mm-hmm.
We had audio equipment because we were doing this in person. We did it in person for a few months. I don't know why we switched to Skype or what made us switch to Skype.
It was because you had to return the equipment to the school.
Most likely, yes, because I graduated.
Yeah.
And that was
that
very
that
quick.
kind of got in the way.
So that would have been like June. Anyway, so we had audio equipment. We were doing it in person. Normally, we did it at in Nathan's apartment, which was a basement duplex.
Was it just a rock band mic though, or did we have more sophisticated stuff?
No, we had
no,
real mics.
we-
We had
okay.
Yeah.
I remember
with
pop
like stands and
screens.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop screens, yes, definitely had pop screens. I broke several XLR cables carrying the equipment to and from school.
Good.
Those things are fragile. They're super fragile.
Yeah.
We all worked at EB Games, which still exists. for
That
now.
one.
Yeah.
It is
Somehow.
still there. Yeah.
Somehow.
When was the last time you guys went in at EB Games?
That
Into
one,
that EB Games?
I think I was
5
looking
years
for-
ago?
I was looking for PlayStation Move stuff, but it was years after it made sense. So probably 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Right
I
on.
was
I
met
recognized.
someone in the parking lot of that mall, and I was like, well, I'm here. I might as well go in and see what it looks like now. and it looks so different. I'm like, this is so weird.
Right, it's just Funko Pops.
Well, no, because they actually renovated the store too.
Oh, did they? I haven't been in there since a renovation.
Yeah. It looked different, and also there was Funko Pops everywhere. So
Anyway, back to the episode. Yeah, we were in my mom's basement. I don't think we were live streaming it yet because we did that really early on for a few episodes.
Did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
on like Justin TV. This is before Twitch.
Yep.
Wow.
We were hosting it on Jellycast. I think that's what it was called because
That
Nathan
sounds right.
picked Jellycast out, and we immediately got off that after like 2 episodes.
yeah, because we
Yeah.
ran out of space after like 3 episodes. We're like, oh.
Is that what it was? I don't even.
Yeah, we ran out of space and we had to delete old episodes to get new ones on. So we're just like, let's just find a better service.
Right. I think it's scaled depending on how much bandwidth you were using, so you had to pay more. It was a bad decision.
I think it also had something to do with like people downloading it.
The more people
And if like
downloaded it,
the more people downloading it, the more you need to pay for space or something. I thought.
yeah, it was.
I don't quite
Yeah,
remember
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the games we played that week. One. I
Anyways,
never
Paul, yeah, you
finished.
had something loaded up.
Yeah.
Continue.
The inaugural episode of the Top Down Perspective, introducing your 3 hosts, Nathan, Sean, and John. We talk about the latest news in the gaming industry while talking about new releases, such as No More Heroes 2, Desperate Struggle, Mass Effect 2, and more. Any questions, comments, feedback, fan/hate mail, etc. can be sent to topdownperspective@hotmail.com.
Ooh.
Yep. It
I
was
don't
10 years
know
ago.
if
It was
that
10 years ago.
Still does anything.
I'm impressed Hotmail was still around 10 years ago.
I never finished
Yeah.
No More Heroes 2. It froze on me
Neither did I.
after a fight, and I just kind of
wow. I'm the only one who did out of the 3. Look at that.
Was it worth it?
Wait, no,
I liked
think
it.
I think I
That
did.
final
finish
boss
2.
sucked though.
I haven't finished 1 or that bad.
Well, I remember No More Heroes 1, you had me beat Shinobu because you couldn't do it.
Okay, I don't remember like
Yeah.
anything about that
You,
game.
I
you,
But
recall this,
you
yeah.
transferred your save onto an SD card. I brought it home. I beat the Shinobu fight for you and then gave you the save back so you could get past it.
I don't remember any of that. But you like, sure.
What was the Switch game?
I'll have to take your word for it.
Travis. I
Travis
got that.
Touchdown.
No, but like there's that Switch game that's not
Travis
supposed to be
Strikes
that
Back.
good. Is it not that good? I picked it up.
No.
All right.
It's very different. It's like a two-player Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but you just play as Travis and Bad Dad, I think his name was. I can't even remember.
With the Joy-Con.
Or is it- am I just a bad guy?
Bad dad.
Motion
I think it actually was just Bad Guy or Bad Dad.
beams.
The father of Bad Girl.
It had some kind of name like that.
Anyway. Okay.
Okay, but we have plenty of reminiscing on as the show continues. But let's do some regular formatted stuff. So let's start with Nathan. What have you been playing these last 6 years?
Red Dead 2 is pretty good. I just wrote the past week or so just because it's contemporary. I
that's
finished
good.
Outer Wilds this week. Did any of you guys eventually crack through the crust on that one?
I didn't play it at
I'm
all.
planning to real soon. No spoilers.
Okay. I won't spoil it. I kind of just want to compare it to the experience of like building a giant jigsaw puzzle. In that the first few hours are you flipping all the pieces over so you can actually start building the puzzle.
Yeah, the worst part of the jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, like it starts just totally bewildering and overwhelming because you just don't know where to go or what to see or what to do. I kind of wasn't feeling it for 4 hours, but then you see how it's fitting together and then it starts to make sense. So I ended up spending 28 hours with it, and I think I got the good ending. Like, conclusive things happened before credits happened, so I'm pretty sure I saw that story through. It's cool. It's a time loop. You ever see Groundhog Day?
No. Tell me all about it.
Well, Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise, it's more like that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I do miss the movie Non Sequiturs. I miss that a lot.
They're related. Like, okay.
They're still
Anyway.
trying to get a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow going. Or is it Live, Die, Repeat?
I
Didn't they
think
change
it's sort
the
of
name?
informally Live, Die, Repeat now because that slogan caught on more than the actual title. What was
Right.
the original graphic novel called? All You Need Is Die or something?
Yeah, it's something like
All you
that.
need
Yeah.
is kill. I thought.
All You
It
Need
might
Is
be
Kill.
that.
Yeah, kill. Yeah.
Beatles
Or
references.
it was that, or
Yep.
it was Jane Eyre.
No, all you need is kill is correct.
Jane Eyre, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Outer Wilds, I don't know what to say other than, like, I think it eventually lived up to the reputation that it gained during the Game of the Year season for me. I was very skeptical at the outset, but there's some really cool things that happen once you start piecing that game together. But I don't know how to elaborate without spoiling very specific things you discover. So.
I have a total side tangent.
Okay.
And it came to me because we probably started this game back when you're on the show. Do you have any interest in Kentucky Route Zero?
Oh, I played 2 episodes maybe, and now it's wrapping up, like it's done, so I can actually go play it. I had been playing it and was having an okay time. It's just the lag between episodes was months, years sometimes, so I kind of lost the thread on it. If I ever play it through, I'll just start over.
I plan to start over as well. Episode 3 is very good if I remember. It's like the only thing I can really remember about
right now,
what I
all
played.
I'm remembering is an elevator, and then there was a room where there's just bears sitting around a table.
Yep. I remember
like,
bears, and then I remember the song part in 3.
Okay. But TV edition coming soon.
It's out.
Oh, okay.
It came out like today.
All right. Well, there you go. Kentucky Route Zero finally complete. But okay, I can leave the Outer Wild stuff behind. But it okay. Well, whatever. If no one wants to be spoiled, I won't elaborate. I've also been playing basketball video games.
Just the sport? Oh, okay.
Yeah, NBA 2K20. This is my team right here. Although they're not doing very well as of this week, but I don't know if you guys would know or care to know.
Yeah, so when John just said I missed the movie non sequiturs, now he is all about basketball non sequiturs, and it's really fucking weird.
Yeah, just Steve Nash free throw percentage jokes, and like it's just all over.
Yeah.
2-time MVP.
Did you bring 2 hats to Paul's place?
Yeah, he brought 2 hats. Yep.
I bought this one locally last week. It says BAMF, but it's deliberately misspelled, and I thought it was really funny. It's a local park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions about the latest basketball video game, NBA 2K20? I can talk as much or as little as you care to hear.
Tell me about it. Tell me about them microtransactions. How bad is it?
It's everywhere. Okay.
Is this the slot machine one?
Yes, although that's a specific mode that I don't really play. I play the My Career mode, but even in that,
Gambling mode?
there's like one currency that's everything, including your skills. So it's like, do you want to be better at shooting the basketball, or do you want this hat? And you have to make that decision. And that's a terrible decision to make. So I try, like, otherwise you're just wandering
Ever
around this
since
open
the end
world.
of Infamous 2 has there been a stronger moral choice in a game.
Blue or red. Yeah. Like, the core of just playing a season of basketball to help your team out is pretty solid, although this one had a weird glitch where my character's name got deleted, so I'm just nameless in everything. And I could start over completely to not have that happen because they eventually patched it, but I'm like a quarter of the way through a season already, and I played the 8-hour story mode with Idris Elba as my coach, and cutscenes, and LeBron talking to me in his plane about how I gotta stand up for something, you know, I gotta be a role model. Like, your nickname for your character is Che, and I'm pretty sure it's a Che Guevara thing because you're such a rebel. Because you stood up to your coach when he wanted you to play, in spite of like this injured
Just like
friend
Che.
of yours.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I know. It totally like
downgrades like the
belittles
import.
Che Guevara's whole thing. It's, I don't know. It has problems, but hey, you can shoot those threes, you know. You can do those deep Damian Lillard threes if you want, and I was doing that. You go to practice. There's a combine to make sure you're good enough for the draft, like you were playing these mini games. I don't know. The real mode that everyone's like complains about is the My Team stuff, where you're trying to collect like the ultimate team of players, and there's cards and safes, all the free to play kind of stuff, but it's an $80 game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there a $200 SKU?
Oh yeah.
Too?
No, there's always like huge collector's edition stuff.
Yeah.
I just got the standard as you could get one, but I still pay at a full price for a sports game. I've never done that.
Shoot them threes like Che.
Like Che.
God.
You can change one of your nicknames, so I'm Big Cat. And I enjoy that. But yeah, I'm finally a starter. I'm playing 28 minutes a game or thereabouts. But yeah,
Was
it's
there
basketball.
anything in the game about Kobe?
There is now. They patched in kind of a memorial thing
Yeah.
at the outset. I don't know that it'll pop up again, though. It was like when I loaded it up after that had happened, it was there, but it hasn't shown up again.
Oh, weird.
It's a little weird. I kind of was hoping it would just always be there, at least for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a tip of the hat to that whole situation as well, though.
Right.
Yeah, and then the All-Star game is going to have tons of tributes to that. But anyway, I had played that. I had played 2K games like earlier in my basketball enthusiasm. Those games are baffling if you don't know how basketball is supposed to be played. Like, I was just dogging it out there, and like, I don't even know how my guy got drafted. Like, this is terrible, and like just falling down the ranks and doing awful because I don't know the pace of the game. So maybe prerequisite, watch hundreds of hours of real basketball.
Yeah, great.
Would be the most effective
that
tutorial.
little list.
Yeah. It's yeah. But the past 3 years have had much the same structure. There's like this weird open world place you can hang out called the Neighborhood, and that's where you show off your cool shirts and
Right.
headphones.
I think I was seeing a bunch of like memorial tribute stuff to Kobe.
Oh yeah, players are
People like
doing
walking
that stuff.
around doing like
Yeah.
a hand thing.
Players are doing that in that open world area. There's a lot of tribute.
I didn't
stuff
even know there
going
was
on
an open world thing in basketball games.
Yeah, there's like pickup games in the park that you can go play. I'm mostly just in menus in the single player, but occasionally I go out there. There was more reasons to go to that place in last year's game. Like there was an apartment you go to and just a little practice you can do there, and Shaq will appear in your apartment and talk about barbecue chicken or
Oh
whatever.
God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that scene is real good.
Yeah. I did win a championship, so he was like talking to me about that. It's like, time to go for the three-peat, and I was like, I'm okay. that's 200 more hours.
I'm retiring. Sorry.
I'm retiring after one season. Amazing rookie campaign. But yeah, it's of no interest to anyone who does not care about basketball, but I don't know. Even the story mode, I will say last year's was at least more odd. Like you play in the Chinese league and you're trying to work your way into the league here. Like you're not good enough to be drafted. Here you're kind of just a prodigy, but you took a stand in college. So that's why your draft capital went down. Because you're like, is he good in the locker room? He seems like a hothead. So that whole thing.
Seems like a hothead.
Anyway, in the real fitness space, like outside of my virtual athlete who sort of looks like me, Ring Fit Adventures. I've been playing that. Have any of you guys checked it out? The Pilates game? Is that what that is? The ring?
I think Sean has.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a Pilates ring. I haven't
Pilates
checked
ring.
it out specifically because like I think it's super cool. I think everything I hear about how like smart the integration with like the switches
Mhm.
and it seems like super cool. But when I think about it, it's like if I do this, then I won't go to the gym that day, so I'll actually get a worse workout today.
Yeah.
And it's like this would just actually be like not good if I played the game. I'm not gonna do
Detrimental to-
both.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come home from the gym and then do an hour of Ring Fit adventure.
Okay. If you don't have good fitness habits, this might be a nice convenient substitute.
Sure.
But the RPG game of it is really goofy, but in kind of an
it's super
endearing way.
goofy.
Just
Dragons with abs.
like Drago, yeah, that guy is always talking trash. Your ring guy
But
just
Drago and Smash, I hear.
what like smoothie puns, like spinach.
Okay.
Anyway, or just like, yeah, just odd things the ring is telling you about. Like, I love your glistening sweat. There's like, that's an odd thing to say.
That
Ring,
is an odd thing to say.
but you know,
It gives him super strength. God.
thanks for encouraging me.
Are you doing it like daily? Are you keeping up with it?
Yeah, but it's only been 5 days so far, so we're really
Okay,
early
I didn't
on
want to
this.
say anything, but you're looking yoked, man.
Okay. I don't think that's. Well, thank you. But people can see me. But whatever. 5 days won't get you. Well, you'll get gains in the video game, as in +2 to defense or
Oh,
whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You don't need to play the adventure mode. I guess there's just mini games, and you can plan stuff out that way. But
I mean, it's basically Wii Fit with the ring and the leg strap. I have
Right.
played it. I played it on too. I played it on stream.
but more actual exercise than Wii Fit. I was playing Wii Fit again like 2 years ago. It's pretty lightweight. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
Wii Fit was mainly like, we got yoga and
Yeah.
stretching.
yeah.
I don't know. I remember them making me do a lot of push-ups.
Really?
Yeah,
There
I
was
did
push-ups?
a lot of Wii Fit.
You can just push up on the board and it'll detect that
You
for
can do anything you want on the board.
Okay. I don't remember it demanding that of me, but maybe I was choosing lighter, like,
They definitely
skateboard,
wanted you to do push-ups.
lean
for
back
sure.
on the board. But, yeah.
Have you guys seen this thing? This popped up around AGDQ of people speed running the
Yes.
campaign of Ring Fit Adventures.
Yeah,
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
Which
I think that's hilarious.
I think that's super great because it's people doing like, I beat the game, took me 17 hours straight.
I think it's mostly the running and getting it to detect that you're running would be the trickiest thing. But, okay.
Well, they were exercising. They were doing like 17 hours of exercising.
Ugh. Okay. I'm not doing that kind of time at this
Only
point,
2
but
people have done it. There's a real shot you could go for that.
I could get on
world
that
record.
leaderboard even
Run.
with my terrible time, number 3. But yeah, no, it
now
seems
you
solid.
said it, I gotta go check the leaderboard now. Now that you brought it up in my head, I'm
Well-
gonna check the Ring Fit Adventures leaderboard.
Yeah, there's videos you can watch. It's some girl and then there's like an English dude, I think.
There are 11 people on this leaderboard. Let's see here.
There it is.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so there's any intensity, and then there's max intensity.
Intensity
So
level 30.
the one thing is weird. It's got intended and not intended, and I don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
But any intensity, let's look at any percent. Any percent is, wow, you weren't kidding. 18 hours is
Yeah.
the world record right now for any intensity, and there's 3 times on there. Intensity level 30 only has 1 person on it, and it's 22 hours. And that was 27 days ago they did that. 100%, no runs yet. No one has been willing to do 100% Ring Fit
Doable.
Adventure yet.
It's open. You just got to finish it, and you're the number 1.
Only one person has done beat, I guess, World 10, which I assume is the final world, and it took them 5 hours and 40 minutes on intensity 1.
Great.
Sorry, we're just watching video of a guy ab guard against a crab monster. It's they're shaped like weights.
All right.
It's pretty fun, but
Cool.
yeah. Also on the Switch, Baba Is You, but that game we're very slowly working our way through a handful of puzzles as
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
every now and then until our brains are
Yep.
worn out and then we
Oh, yeah.
stop. Yeah. We're not that far. Who's gotten the furthest? Have you been playing for
I
quite
think it was
some time?
Paul. Paul played a lot of it.
Yeah, I saw one ending.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're well beyond where we are. But
It's
that
not that
game's
hard to
immensely
get to there.
clever. I know, it's
it
just
gets
like
harder and harder. but
puzzling
yeah.
out what it's even asking you to
Yeah.
do and then trying a bunch of things.
It's weird because you can like stump yourself for like an hour on one thing, and then the next level you might just see it instantly. It's
Right.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very, I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. The Witness or something?
The
Just
Witness is
puzzles?
what we compared it to, kind of. Where you need to like figure out the rules, and then how can I change the rules, but the rules actually still do apply. Yada yada.
Yeah.
So that's been enduringly charming. And then I wanted to mention it just because I went back to it and got frustrated with it. Banjo-Tooie, I picked up on the 360 because I thought maybe my issue with that game going far back was just N64 graphics and frame rate and draw distance and stuff like that. That game
No, it
just
just
kind of,
overstays its welcome.
yeah, that game's just asks you to do a lot of cumbersome things and collect things to unlock a thing so you can actually get the thing, and all sorts of circular logic in these kind of charming worlds that you don't really get to enjoy. So I spent a night with that before realizing that was not going to be the next thing I really delved into. So I think that game turned me back to Outer Wilds. Like I was trying to escape the early confusion of that game, playing an old favorite, and no. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So that's what I played.
Okay, John, why don't you continue?
I haven't been doing much. I played a bunch of the game that we'll be talking about tonight for T2P Plus, Time Spinner.
Me too.
Yeah.
Also, I was in a Metroidvania mood after that, so I played and finished up Gato Roboto. That is the...
I'm the opposite. I'm no longer in a Metroidvania mood, so I'm very glad that Bloodstained did not win.
Damn it, I thought it did.
But yeah, we'll talk about that some more. But.
Yeah. That was a close one. Damn. That was weird. Yeah. How's Gato Roboto?
Yeah, so Gato Roboto, it basically plays like Metroid 1. It's like a stiff 2D Metroidvania, but it has like map features and stuff like that. You play as a cat who finds a giant mech suit after you crash land on a planet, and you have to go help save your human friend by like searching around and try to get help. It's a fun little game. I beat it in about 3 hours, and I had a save that was halfway through the game, so I only played half the game. But yeah, no, I really liked it. It was a fun little thing, a little weird at times, and there was apparently some weird glitch or some, I guess, maybe intentional thing that they had done in the first release of the game, where if you missed a specific item, you couldn't go back and get it unless you hacked your game. So apparently they patched and fixed that.
Okay.
There's like one item where if you missed it, you couldn't get it. You couldn't get it again if you went too far past the point of no return. But then they're like, all right, no, maybe we should fix that.
Is it comparable to Metroid 1 in terms of difficulty or just the graphical style?
I wouldn't call it hard, considering like there's no. I mean, the saves are pretty generous. There's no game over per se.
Okay.
If you like, your suit is pretty generous with health, and you find health modules everywhere. But if you're out of the suit and you're just a cat, one hit will kill the cat, so you gotta be careful.
Okay.
And there's at least one zone where they're like, yeah, no, you're pretty much gonna do most of this just as the cat, no suit.
Is there an in-game map, or do you have graph paper? And
in-game map,
power
thankfully.
Okay. Yeah.
In-game map, thankfully.
Awesome. Innovation.
Yep. No, it's fun. One of the bad things about it though is like in the game you find these cartridges which change the display of the game, because otherwise it's black and white. So it'll change like the colors that show up, but half of them are like disgusting, like yellow and blue.
Oh.
And like like bubblegum purple and pink. Like they're just like awful color matches. And there's like one, I think they call it Tamagotchi style, which is literally like weird brownish yellow and black, but like inverted of what it currently is, so it just looks awful. So that is like the bad thing about it, but it was a fun playable game.
Cool.
Nothing too challenging. A nice easy Metroidvania.
Cool. Sean, what have you been doing?
I've been playing Doom 2016 because I want to get that wrapped before Doom Eternal.
Where are you in it, roughly, if you know?
I think I'm on the last boss.
Okay. Was there a train in the recent past? Okay. I'm stuck on that train and have been for 4 years.
That train goes for a while.
Yeah.
When I came back to Doom, like, I think I was playing it like in October or something.
Okay.
I just put it down on easy because I just needed it done.
Yeah, I might have to go back and do that. I was playing it near the top because I was told that's the best loop for that game. That's where it wants you to be. Okay. And I was enjoying it at that, but years have gone by and my skills are gone. Okay. So I need to just...
It also, like, it controls weird because, like, switching guns is, like, right bumper.
Is this PS4 or... Oh, no, Xbox One?
I'm playing it on Xbox One. Yeah.
Okay.
So it just takes a little bit of getting used to. But anyways, you know, that game is cool. When the metal kicks in, that's a fun time, and I'm just looking forward to like actually playing Eternal like all the way through when that happens. But yeah, I think I have one stage left to do.
Is there word on Eternal's multiplayer stuff? Like, is there any?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like this weird.
Yeah, and doesn't it have like
a beef with 16?
It's this weird asymmetrical, like one person plays a monster.
Oh.
Lord, and the other plays dudes trying to kill them.
Okay.
I think there's several multiplayer modes.
Yeah, there's probably like the deathmatch and shit
them.
Again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's more fleshed out this time, and there's a lot of first-person platforming. That's my understanding.
Yep. You get a grappling hook, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And then like most of this week was Time Spinner. So
Yeah.
Paul.
Most of this week was Time Spinner, and apparently the winner for next month. I played Temtem this week, so we won't talk about that yet. But Voxelgram, that 3D P-Cross thing. Remember how I said the biggest problem with this is that like it's over? They added workshop support to it, so it's just ever ending if people keep updating shit on it. So I downloaded about another game's worth of 3D P-Cross, and I've been playing through that.
What was the Picross?
Did I see they also added
Sorry.
procedurally generated puzzles?
They added random puzzles too.
So there's an infinite number of them.
They just make a random shape, and then they like generate the numbers, and you can do that forever if you wanted to.
And the
Are
puzzle
they
logic
like
is
real
sound,
shapes?
right?
Like, is it going to be like, here, this one's a chicken?
No, that's the problem with
Okay.
them, is that they're random like maze-like shapes, like weird cube things, or like impossible squares and shit like that. So,
Right.
But I mean, it is what it is. You can get like 3x3x3, or like I think the other 7x7x7 or 15x15x15, like randomized. So it depends like what difficulty you want. And I like the workshop support stuff though, the Steam workshop stuff, because then people can just keep adding to it. So yeah.
Do those ones turn into actual things?
Yeah, like one of them was a Star Wars set, which are like Star Wars things. Another one was like a beach set, and like yeah,
Like a butt.
not yet, but I do have a lot more to get through. So hopefully,
Sure.
yeah,
I'm sure one of them's a butt.
I hope so.
What was the busted Picross game you were talking about in recent weeks?
Notogram Prophecy.
Where it's just actually not sound puzzle.
I'll
logic?
show you it
Okay.
after. Yeah,
This, even with its procedurally generated stuff, totally fine.
yeah,
Like,
because a computer can actually do that, which I don't understand why they couldn't.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's all I've been playing.
All right. Let's do some news. A bunch of Switch stuff happened. Such as there's not going to be a Switch Pro this year. So whoever had that prediction a few weeks ago, they got that wrong.
Bummer.
That might have been me.
I think I had it as well.
I think I did too. I think we all three did.
sorry, is that like?
But
a
Nintendo came out
revision?
saying no new Switch models planned for 2020. Some people are saying this doesn't count for like, kind of stealth revisions like they did the battery thing.
Right. Yeah.
So those could still happen, but no like official like new model is happening this year.
Gotcha.
Yeah. One part kind of a bummer, two parts. I got two other consoles to buy, so that's fine. I'll save some money on the Switch.
Yeah. I hear you.
Speaking of buying Switches, the Switch, some sales numbers came out. Specifically, the Switch has now sold more than the SNES.
Right.
Good job, Switch.
did it.
Specifically in the hardware, the SNES was at 49.1 million, whereas the Switch is now at 52 million. The SNES is still beating it by about 60 million, 70 million in software sales. But the Switch has now sold better than the Wii U, the GameCube, the N64, and then the SNES in terms of Nintendo consoles.
So it has to beat the NES and the Wii for sales otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know if they're including Game Boy in this list or the
portable
DS
stuff,
maybe.
Yeah, because DS was a monster as well.
Yeah.
DS was huge. That thing prints money, I hear.
I'm
I'll
looking
just
it
get
up.
this last Nintendo story out while you're looking that up. Have you guys seen this Animal Crossing Switch bundle? Because it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Yep,
What's
everyone's
included in
going gaga for that.
Oh, I'll see if I can.
Is it like
Not
that
since-
3DS that had weird, like, gross pattern on it? That was Animal Crossing.
I mean, I'll show you it in a second here.
Okay. No, it is not.
Not
Oh.
since the purple-orange
Nephews.
combo has there been as good of a Joy-Con color combo,
It's
in
pretty
my
nice.
opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp looking. I agree.
Pastel? What would you call
Like a seafoam
Yeah.
green and like a light blue.
Oh, the leaves, though. That's kind of more what I was saying with that weird 3DS. At least they're bigger.
Are you talking about and the back of the
that's a
Switch has a
case.
nice design?
Yeah, that's a case.
It's a case I'm looking at. Never mind.
I like the design on the back of the Switch as well. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's kind of neat.
Also a custom dock. It's like a tan color, and then you got which oddly the villain of the game on the dock with Tom Nook there and his two nephews.
You saying you wouldn't buy one with Bowser on it?
All I'm saying is, in the words of Tim Rogers, that guy doesn't tip waiters.
Yeah, I heard actually you can buy this dock and those Joy-Cons separately in Japan, but not, of course, in anywhere else in the world.
Cool.
And apparently the bundle over here doesn't even come with the game. Only in
reason
Europe.
to go to Japan. That's all I'm saying. It's a great country.
I got those
coming
sales
up.
numbers, by the way.
Yeah.
That's true. Olympics coming up. Goku is an official ambassador of those Olympics.
So's Mario, so's Sonic. A bunch of people are.
Is
Well,
Godzilla?
Sonic doesn't get me excited.
Okay.
I got the comparative thing. They're not counting the handheld system.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I think DS
Because-
is number one.
DS is in fact number one at 154 million units. Let's see what else here. Game Boy Advance, 81 million. Game Boy looks like it includes color, 118 million units.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not beating any of the handhelds yet. It is technically the lowest ranked handheld, but the third highest ranked console.
What about the 2DS? Is that on there? That's probably considered the 3DS, right?
That's in 3DS, and 3DS is at 75 million, so it's also not beating 3DS yet.
Right on. I'm gonna take a quick pause from this boring news to the best news. Did you guys see that Fast and Furious 9 trailer?
No.
I didn't see
Yes.
the trailer. No, I just saw the screenshot or whatever.
Did you see that at the ending of that trailer though?
I mean,
I'm just
I
saying
didn't
it. So get ready. I'm just saying what's at the end of the trailer.
know. Okay.
Han's back.
Oh.
Okay.
He did not die
Right?
after all. Jason Statham sucks at killing people.
Who knows? Yo,
he sort of a
Han's
good
back.
guy now?
Biggest news.
Wait, so
Han's
Hobbs
back.
and Shaw didn't kill the franchise? I thought that was kind of a letdown.
No, they were
No,
working on
but-
both at the same time.
Yeah, I think they're working on 10 as well.
I was mostly being rude to Hobbs and Shaw. But yeah.
I think that movie's fine, for the
Okay.
record.
I didn't see it. Idris Elba, my basketball coach from the video game, he was in it. He was Black Superman. I take
was
it he
Black
fails
Superman.
At
I'm not going to
defeating-
reveal that as a spoiler.
Okay.
What were we talking about? The Behemoth, they've announced their next game, Game 5. It is a reimagining of Alien Hominid called Alien Hominid Invasion.
Ooh.
Okay.
I actually haven't watched this trailer, so I'm
It
just going
doesn't
to watch
show
it right now.
anything. Yeah. It doesn't show anything worth substance anyway. It just more of what
I don't know.
you
This looks pretty
expect.
delightful. There's a guy with like action figures.
Sure, but there's no gameplay, so I don't care yet.
The aliens there. I haven't seen that
Yep.
guy in a while.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's
Okay,
a bunch
wait,
of colored aliens
What are the
there.
4 Behemoth games then? I only got Castle Crashers Hominid and that weird like Battle Block Theater. What is the 4th one?
The most recent one, that like tile-based
Pit
one.
people.
Pit
Yeah,
people.
that's what it is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
missed one in my. Okay.
I'm
I
curious what
thought
they
it
mean
was
by
most recent.
reimagining.
Yeah.
That they could have just said remastered, but they didn't.
This reinvention of Alien Hominid HD will feature new gameplay, progression, mechanics, and more.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more details at PAX.
Cool.
PAX East. They didn't go to PAX South, unfortunately, man.
Well, that post was yesterday, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about the Atari Hotel?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing a picture of it. Is
Atari
this a
branded
render of
hotels.
what it will look like one day?
Correct. They have not built
Okay.
the Atari Hotel yet.
All right. Darn.
It's going to have esports studios and game rooms.
Uh-huh.
First, it's going to be, they have 8 cities lined up, with the first being Phoenix, Arizona. That's supposed to happen mid-2020.
Okay.
So when playing the Phoenix Suns, all the teams will stay at the Atari Hotel.
Yeah, this is what it's
Atari
like
Hotel,
talking to
we only
Nathan
hope.
now.
They got like a... It'll offer gaming playgrounds that include VR and AR games, and some locations will have venues and studios to accommodate esports events.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like a 2K21 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yep.
I'll stop.
It's fine.
For now, I have like 6 more things.
Are you guys gonna go to the Atari Hotel?
In Phoenix,
or just anywhere? Like next time you go to,
I feel like family owns
Seattle.
like a timeshare in Phoenix, so maybe to visit them, go see a Coyotes game or something. But I don't know. I sure like that font, and the side of the building looks like a good idea.
Yeah.
But what is Atari right now? Aren't they doing like a currency, like a crypto?
They had a cryptocurrency going for a bit. They were doing a console, which they haven't released yet. It's like turning into like Vaporware or the Phantom, if you remember that far back.
They were leaning way hard into Blade Runner 2049, like cross promotion stuff. That's all I recall.
Well, because they were a big thing in the original Blade Runner, weren't they?
Yeah, there's a big logo.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Atari's not going away. In 29 years, we will still be here, making Hollow Women. Or something. Did you see 2049?
Yes, I did.
I like that movie a lot.
I wish Hans Zimmer wasn't involved, but that's just
one of the few
I bear.
4K Blu-rays I own.
Oh yeah, Deacon's won for that. Anyway, cinematography in movies.
That's the news. That's all the news for games. Let's talk about some questions because we got a whole bunch. Or should we do this 99 Nights thing?
Yeah, let's do that.
What?
All right.
What?
So we had some listeners over the last few months put together TDP's 99 Nights, which is a highlight list of, I guess, the best moments from the last 10 years. I'm assuming this is titled 99 Nights because John likes that shitty game.
Oh my god.
100%ed. I mean, all 1,000.
Oh my god. Come
John's
on.
favorite game. 99
Is it only
Nights.
8 achievements though? And it was a launch.
I
game.
love the. I'm pretty sure it was only 8 achievements. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that like I never bring this game up. It's always Sean.
I didn't bring it up this time. The listeners brought it up. I haven't brought it up in years.
I think it has literally been a year. It was definitely brought up sometime last year.
This spreadsheet has so many mysteries. Number 6, like who knows when this may have happened, but it's great.
We should go through this. We should read some of the ones that like stick out to you. Like for example, you guys should read number 6 aloud.
Paul Fleck, president of video games.
I don't remember this.
Featured podcast.
I don't remember this at all. Does anyone remember this?
Nope.
Somewhere in the 10 years, this happened. Paul Fleck declared
most
himself.
of these do have an episode date.
Some don't though.
Yes,
I'd say like 90% of them do.
Spent all this time making
a good
this.
amount of them do, I'll say.
99 Nights
this
itself
first one, though?
is number 9.
This first one though, Waldo lore discussion.
I do remember
That's
that.
apparently from 2016. I'm sure we have talked about that on several podcasts.
We have. Yeah. It's come up a few times.
Is it discussing the logic of what is going on in these crazy tableaus?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think that is it. Yeah.
And I think it's just like where are the characters? Why are they doing this? Like, what is the origin of story of Waldo?
Wait, Sean's PS3 died 6 years ago?
Yeah, that's why people press F to pay respects in the chat.
See, I remember people doing that. My PS3 is fine. I don't remember how that started.
Maybe it was on and the fan was kind of loud on the cast.
I don't think so.
It was assumed it was dying.
Never have been in the room when I'm podcasting.
Wait,
It knows not to be.
there was a Wii Mini episode
Oh god.
where all we're talking about is the Canadian Wii?
So this one is John's Museum, probably before the Wii Mini episode. I don't believe there was a whole episode
Okay.
about the Wii Mini.
Like all of you
It
got
was
one.
someone literally donated for me to go buy a Wii Mini.
That's
and
right.
I went and bought a Wii Mini because Shoppers Drug Mart still had them.
Awesome.
And one of the pedestals in his museum would have been empty.
It's in storage right now with all the stuff I can't display.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is just the first 10 we're looking at here. There's so much
Yeah.
gold here.
There's a lot here.
The
We got stuff like-
stats readout.
Pornhub
I
Stats
listened to
readout
the
is so
sequel
good.
today.
Yeah. It's really good.
They keep doing it each year. We'll keep reporting on the video game related stats. Like, why not?
Yeah.
That's video game news, as far as I'm concerned.
Cool Dad.
Does
and
anyone remember?
MK11.
Yeah, I was about to say, Cool Dad and MK11 That was apparently about a year ago. Does anyone remember that?
Yeah.
What was that?
We're talking like a divorced dad who
Yeah.
was like I'm the cool dad.
I'm the cool
like,
dad,
I'm not,
yeah.
I'm like your stepdad. I'll let you play Mortal Kombat 11 even though
okay.
you're not old enough.
Yeah.
Sonic and his shitty friends.
Yeah.
I just hope some of those shitty friends appear in the movie, but I don't know. Might be too much to hope for. Oh yeah, that Real Echidna. That was.
I'm trying to find some like real old ones. Game Boat? That's a real old one.
Fucking Game Boat.
That was apparently from episode 10, which is that's a nice number right there.
I have a Game Boat.
Really?
You do have a Game Boat.
I do have a Game Boat. Yeah, a viewer gave one to me last year at a
That's
con.
hilarious.
Like
Games
we
you
all
can
worked
play
in
by
retail.
peeing.
We never received a Game Boat to sell.
I think we all stopped working at the store at that point, or at least I did.
Okay. We just
I wasn't
quietly
working
hooked.
there at that point. I was
Yeah,
away for school.
Yeah, I think Nathan was the only one who was still at the store at that point.
Does anyone remember, and this is real early on,
Okay.
number 62, Microsoft's Game Crush pitch?
No.
Game
March of
Crush.
2010.
Game Crush.
I'm going to look up what Microsoft Game Crush is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is that?
at
It
all.
sounds like a dating thing.
The only thing that comes up is like Candy Crush stuff, so I don't know what this is.
Huh. I mean, I feel like what was the retro games thing they had? Like that Game Room
Game Room, yeah.
would have been contemporary
Game
at the
Room.
time, but I don't know. Game Crush. Oh right, you mentioned games you can play by peeing. What did Sega contribute to this subgenre? I guess.
Oh, Sega literally has the corner of the market on urinal video games.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's almost a good idea for a bar. But there's already ads.
Paul's first appearance on the show was November of that first year. That's a lot earlier than I expected.
He
Like a
popped
guest.
on as a guest.
As a guest, yeah.
Right on. I don't remember that, but okay.
I think it was probably for like no, I think it was too early for Game Awards. It was for something.
Yeah, no, this would have been back in like the Spike TV Game Awards era, right?
Yeah. You guys will still have been talking about the tester.
Yeah.
Yes, we would have. Which I'm surprised the testers. I haven't seen the tester, but it has to be somewhere. Oh yeah, the
It's like
before tester discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Who hosted that show? I was trying to find her name in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Because we talked about that show so much. Couldn't find it.
I don't remember. I remember one of the guys who was on there, one of the hosts or whatever. He like helped out. He also ended up hosting the Penny Arcade reality TV show where they were finding new cartoonists and they were gonna like sponsor a year of being a web cartoonist or something like that.
Oh,
What's that one
okay.
called? But he was on there too. He's like still on the internet. I see him pop up on Twitter every now and then. I can't remember what his name is either.
The pizza cutting debate. Bethesda E3 guy. This was last year.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He was just very
The guy who
excited
was,
about
like,
Bethesda.
Very excited about Bethesda.
Oh, right.
Rage 2 or what was he? on
Everything.
about? Okay.
Yeah, literally everything.
Mr.
I like
Caffeine
the
level,
first
or-
Gammer at Anime Iowa.
Yeah,
That's actually from
really
this year,
good.
even though it says it's from 2009.
Okay.
But that was
good.
John's title when he went to Anime Iowa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was their first Gammer guest.
That's really good.
Nathan's outro song. Does that ring any
No.
bells?
I need.
I
I
feel
almost
like
want to find that and like play it for us because that sounds great.
I don't
From
want
March
that to happen
5th,
because
2012.
I'm pretty sure it's me singing the My Little Pony theme. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. There's a very specific window of time in 2012 when that makes all the sense in the world.
Okay. People can find that for themselves
It
if they
exists.
want to. Then.
That is
Theater
still hosted.
urination stories from
That seems
July
like it
of
should be related to
2013.
the Sega thing, but
What?
I would have potentially
know.
been on that.
You would have, yeah. You didn't leave until 2014. We actually have the first episode with Paul,
Mm-hmm.
or when they switch over as one of them. I saw earlier up.
Oh, okay.
This
Oh
is
yeah, and then there's the
trying not
Sega
to
Saturn
miss-
streams we all did.
Sega Saturn streams were very fun. That would have
Yep.
been just after I got back from Japan with my Japanese
says,
Sega
yeah.
Saturn.
End of 2013, basically. That's when I was in the apartment. That's when we did the last two.
Yeah. Oh, we did the first one in the townhouse you were at.
Yeah.
You had a really skinny office, I remember.
Yeah, because the arcade machine was in there. So like I was
Yes.
pinned behind the
Right.
arcade machine, and you two were just basically in a line.
Tabletop down perspective, always fun when we hung the webcam. I used to use the
Yeah.
Xbox Live Vision camera from my mom's basement ceiling down at the
Oh,
board.
that's what was hanging from the
Yeah.
ceiling. I thought it was Rock Band mic, but a camera makes
No,
more
it was
sense.
a camera. Yeah.
Okay.
That video's on YouTube.
The tabletop down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah.
John's pump fake on playing Hyrule Warriors for a third time. Wow, how specific.
I don't remember that at all.
I think it's when it got released the third time. And you're like, John, are you gonna play through that a third time? And I don't know what the pump fake was, but
Maybe you said you were, but you were joking or something.
I mean that's what it would be pump fake wise. So
This happened?
Yeah, the Offspring concert in World of Tanks. They had a concert.
oh yeah,
Wow.
John
okay.
breaks Phoenix Wright's head with his knee. What? Oh, okay. I think I remember that actually.
What is that? I don't remember that.
I had a little Phoenix Wright figurine on my desk, and I think I bumped my desk and it fell off, and my knee smacked into it.
Mm.
Okay.
That's got to be what it is. It's got to be that little figurine.
Virtual concerts. Now I'm just thinking about, like, Marshmallow. Wasn't that a thing? In Fortnite?
I think so. Yeah.
And then the first one I can ever think of at all was in, like, Sims, the Depeche Mode.
Oh, okay.
That's the very first instance of that happening I can think of. But
How's the street? Nathan's weather update, and Nathan removing tricky towers from his phone.
oh yeah. Or was that what that game was called? But yeah, the Infinite Tower, all the coins and
I
everything.
want to see some older ones
All
here
right.
too.
I'm curious what this one is. Sean's school event song debacle. Someone chose "Don't Stop Believin'," and everyone in Sean's class hated them. / Sean wanted King Kong.
Yeah.
Which this would have been my high school graduation. But yeah, I tried to get them to do King Kong by Chameleonaire as the theme song. If you hear me before you see me, I got King Kong in the trunk.
I like the 1-2 above that. Tell us if you found the fun for a chance to win an Xbox One.
Yeah, I don't
That's what I think that's what we were talking about, holding the fun hostage.
No, that was a Nintendo thing, right?
That was a Nintendo thing, yeah, but I don't know. I figured it was related.
Maybe. Yeah. Crash killed Dumbledore.
Bagel's John's sister? What?
So Old Man Kirby, that sounds familiar to me.
Wait, can we
Sean's
share this
indie
list
rock
with the listeners
mixtape.
somehow? Is there a way for them to follow up on this?
I don't think there is. We got a share link for it. It's not
Okay.
our
Okay,
compilation.
fair enough. Just so people can know what we're
I mean,
Mario
Maybe,
Burger.
Oh,
Hitting
yeah,
my
no, we
game by
can-
mom. The Virtual Box. I remember that one. I enjoyed that one quite a bit because John. Didn't we get an email that someone wrote in about John's like involvement with something called the Virtual Box?
Oh yeah, they just made up
And
something.
we had no idea what that was. And then the bit was that I believed John was hiding it from us.
Sending someone an eggplant? What the hell is that?
That's during your tenure.
That must have been, sounds like something we would have said to do instead of sending emojis.
That sounds like something. No, that sounds like something I've actually like seen online. You can there's like websites where for like
You're
$6 you can send someone an eggplant.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
It was something like that. So I must have just been talking about that.
How
Holding
many
the fun
Fast and
hostage.
Furious
Good.
movies before we die?
That's topical.
That is topical.
We are Angry Birds and Angry Birds are we. These are all great.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's
I don't
some
remember
good
that
ones.
at all.
Is the Fast 9 thing in light of the Super Bowl? Like it was like a tease for a trailer that's going to happen?
No, they dropped. They straight
They
up dropped
dropped the full trailer. It's like 4 minutes long.
Oh man. Okay.
Wow.
I just figured since
Yeah.
it's that weekend, it would happen.
The
on
villain
Sunday.
is John Cena.
Okay.
Yep.
That
Dom's
sure.
brother, his little brother.
He's
Great.
John Cena.
I love it.
Bumblebee
It's so
movie
good.
Was kind
Does
of
anyone
okay.
remember Bone Brothers?
That sounds
No?
familiar.
That doesn't
Would
sound
I have
familiar to
been
me at
around
all. 2016.
Brothers.
No.
that? Okay. So unless it came out after, like, no, that was after Console Wars, the book. So
What is it with console wars?
it was pretty good. It should have happened.
All right. Let's do some actual questions.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to give a quick shout out too, though. Somebody put together an hour audio thing that's in our Discord.
This thing is crazy.
That's 8 seconds of every episode ever done, put together.
But in order.
But in order.
though.
So it starts off with intro topics, then there's what you've been playing, some
Well, no,
new
it
stuff.
means like the first 8 seconds are the first 8 seconds of the first episode. The second
Yeah,
8
yeah,
seconds are the second 8 seconds from the second
But
episode.
there's like an overlap at some point. Like all the end ends with like the song and like an end outro.
So hopefully we'll hear the sound quality
And
gradually
it's
get
like
better.
yeah, you hear
Yeah.
it gradually
Yep.
get better.
Yeah.
It's an hour long, and there's also like a kind of highlight reel of some weird tropes or things that happen. That's 12 minutes that people can listen to as well. And in that,
I don't think I saw that one.
so I've been playing Tomodachi Life actually this week again, and the reason is because I was listening to that, and we were talking about John only being able to like do anything by getting high on Tomodachi Life. Do you remember
What?
this at all? This is like an old.
No.
Apparently, it like lasted for a while.
I was playing Tomodachi Life for quite a while, and Sean was like, "Why? That's not a game. Why are you
Yeah.
playing it?"
Yep.
It
Yeah,
also came
that's
out
true.
twice, right? There was the DS or the 3DS version, and then it came to mobile.
Yeah. No.
Well, Miitomo.
Oh,
started-
Miitomo or
Miitomo.
whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miitomo, you're right.
Yeah.
But
Of
they
the
were,
same
were they
spirit.
similar? They were similar, right?
They're pretty similar.
It was
Yeah.
on ongoing gag though that this thing highlighted that like we were talking about. It was a drug called Tomo that you needed to take to like show your funny face or whatever. It's weird. You should listen to that 12-minute thing at some point. It's
I,
fucking
I need
dumb.
to find that.
We should put that on the
Yeah.
feed if he allows us to. Maybe.
Yeah,
But-
we'll figure out some way to get it out so you don't have to like scroll through the Discord. But yes, we'll try and get that to more people. But right now it is in the general Discord, so check that out.
yeah.
Just with the Tiny Tower thing,
do we
I also deleted the Shaq app live on the show, so there's precedent for this basketball
Yeah.
situation. Just wanted to-
Jack, no.
We should say who worked on those highlights. I know Rasterman 7, and was it Didinsky?
No, it was VGC Kenny and Rasterman. The person who did the audio stuff was Dedinsky.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yes, thank you to you three for that. If you want to send in questions, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's PO box. I'm surprised. Now I'm thinking about for highlights, there was nothing to do with all those weird letters John got, and then the trophy he originally.
It is. That's like one of the top ones.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
is
one
it?
of the first ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
that's
just
right.
called like the Undertale mailer or something
Oh,
like that.
okay, right. Okay,
Yeah.
that was incredible. That was an
was-
insane
The-
art.
it's number
That was a
8,
weird
or I guess
one.
number 7, the Undertale mailer.
All right, this first question comes in from Matthew. You're at a potluck. Everyone who attends brought something. However, no one thought to bring blank, and now the potluck is ruined. Fill in the blank.
The
Drinks.
keys to the house.
Keys.
spoons.
Okay, plates. Yeah.
Electricity.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like plates.
Plates is a good one, yeah.
Themselves.
That's not possible because everyone who attends. So we already know they
That's-
attended.
that's
Yeah, but
deep,
no one
man.
attends because they forgot to bring themselves.
Are they really
So-
there though?
showed
Like
up.
they might
No one
be
showed
there,
up.
but are yeah.
Potluck is ruined.
So stupid.
Oh wait, no one thought to bring. Okay, sorry. Had someone brought only Pizza 73, the potluck is ruined. Just wanna
You're going the
assert
opposite
that.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can I bring to ruin this potluck? Ooh.
This next one we should split up amongst us, so it's not just one of us.
No,
reading
I think
through all of
Nathan
them.
should
God,
do
yeah.
it.
This
Oh,
is a big
gosh.
boy.
This is Nathan.
I like how this one skips number 2, by the way.
All right, Thomas sent in a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I know. I trimmed some of the questions out of some of them.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this one's primarily for Sean, but one thing that I always wondered is what inspired the different aesthetic designs for the podcast over the years, both the logo and the stream layout. Would you be able to go through why the design changes happened and what you wanted to achieve with each one? And then just as a refresher, there was the black and white logo from when I was present. Green and yellow, might have missed that one, and then there's the current purple and orange logo. I forget the different layout variations, I'm assuming for the stream. You do the stream end, right?
I just go based on what Sean's color schemes are, basically.
Okay. So the original black and white logo.
Original black and white one started as I was in a design class, needed to come up with logos and stuff. So it worked out that we also needed that stuff for the podcast. So I made that for the podcast. The reason why it looked the way it did is, I don't know, I thought it looked good at the time.
I think there's still evidence of it on the old Podbean website.
There is.
Yeah.
On some of them.
What was the green and yellow logo?
Here, I'll show you.
That was like 2016. So eventually, like, as the years went on and podcasts got, more and more common, because we started podcasting when it wasn't a huge thing, right? Like Apple Podcasts sucked that app and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The file sizes for your display art got bigger and bigger and bigger, so it kept just spreading out our old 100 by 100 that I had made. So it just started looking bad, and it was an old file, and it was getting compressed in weird ways. So it needed to be new. I also just stopped liking the way it looked. So I came up with a new one, and then I think it was maybe a year or two later, I came up with another new one that I liked even more. It was just I got bored with the logo, and I wanted to make something that looked nicer, and that's when I changed it.
Oh, I remember this
Paul
one.
just matches it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the green and yellow one. It's less overtly yellow than I thought. It's more of a cream color.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of a cream. Yeah.
And then the current one, the purple, it's obviously a Lakers tribute, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking of. Yep.
Yep.
Wait, what's... Oh no,
Right.
sorry. Minnesota Vikings.
You could say anyone, and I'd agree with you, because I have
Okay.
no idea.
All right. Brett Favre. Sean
All right,
Shock-
well, I know that one's not right.
No, I think he played for the Vikings circa Madden 2002, because I played it on the GameCube. Okay. Sean shockingly had no games listed for Games of 20XX for the most recent Game of the Year episode, despite playing games like Chroma Squad for TDP Plus, which would have qualified. As someone who didn't listen to those episodes, I'm curious to know what your requirements for how good a game is or how long you played a game needs to be to qualify for a spot. John and Paul can also interject. Nathan cannot. Okay. Interesting. So Chroma Squad, I don't even know what that is, so I can't interject anyway.
That's a tactics game that's about making your own Power Rangers show.
Yeah. You'd probably be into it.
Power Rangers. Oh, okay. So Sentai. That's what
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
said, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what's the reason I didn't pick any of the TDP Plus games for my 20XX game is, one, I forgot about them.
Okay.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I usually look through our podcast notes to see what I played, and I don't put those games in there because I don't talk about them on the regular show.
Right.
So they didn't come to mind. I did think about them a bit afterwards, and I guess I could have put something in there. But I also feel the fact that they didn't come to mind also means clearly they didn't leave that much of a mark that I wanted to
Sure.
quote unquote award it with my 20XX game of the year. So I felt like that just kind of answered itself.
Would a remaster count as a new game? Or
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
okay,
It doesn't matter.
like Resident Evil comes out, it's like, well, this is a 2002 game, but it's on PS4 now. So
Right.
Yeah,
XX.
you can do whatever you want.
okay.
The police aren't going to arrest you.
Okay. Podcast police. Do you have any reliable analytics to show what platforms are the most active for podcast consumption between Podbean, Twitch, YouTube? If so, would you be able to share interesting information such as what platform is most used? If not, how do you gauge the interest of the podcast and where advertisement promotion might be beneficial? So, which platform's the hottest between the ones?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Twitch or
No.
it's not?
No.
Okay.
I believe Twitch is the lowest because it's a time that not everybody can get to where people can always download.
Okay. I saw there was half a million.
And sometimes we end up on
downloads
different
Podbean.
days, like today. So
From what I can tell, the Podbean normal feed, because it's just what people have active or whatever, still gets the most.
Okay.
YouTube is second. I don't know about Patreon stuff at all, though.
Is there any
Analytics.
third-party analytics thing you're using, or just looking at the sites?
Just looking at the different sites, yeah.
Okay.
I don't look at them too much, though. because it's like, I mean, we're gonna do it anyway, so.
Is stuff like Stitcher still live or happening? Because I was looking for
Stitcher
the Burning
is
Barrel
still live.
website and finding weird stems of
I had
just
to-
old stuff.
I can't
on
get rid of
Stitcher.
those old
Okay.
ones, yeah.
Like there was a
Stitcher
note
still
on the
aren't.
page that was like, "Hey, some of this audio might be broken." I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, TDP's still on Stitcher, as far as I know. Yeah, everything else
I
should
don't
still
monitor the Stitcher stuff, so it could be on
I
there.
don't either.
Um,
Yeah.
I hear so many people kind of like complaining about some Stitcher stuff that I
Stitcher
haven't cared
went to
enough
shit. It's fucking garbage now. I don't know what they did, but they changed something and broke a lot of stuff. So,
So in terms of like seeing which ones are active, it can be a lot of the numbers I find contradict themselves.
sure.
And it's also hard to tell like, well, what are you counting as like a hit here? If they download it, does that count? Do they have to listen to it? Like if they play it in the cloud, like I don't know how it differentiates all that stuff.
Sure.
So that can be hard to see. If you're looking off of like our subscriber numbers, the YouTube is the highest number. And actually Twitch is a lot. I haven't been looking at Twitch ever, and I looked at it this last week, and it's a really high number too compared to some of our other stuff. But I know probably the people who are actually like engaging with the show or like listening to it is a lot lower than our subscriber number on like YouTube is. You can just look at the
Right.
views for that. The most comprehensive analytics definitely come from YouTube because they have all that stuff built in.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just trying to find where those ones are, because then I can give you some like fun facts about like how people find us and stuff, because YouTube has tons of this stuff.
Yeah,
in
Podbean
terms of
does
like
too,
where
actually.
which platforms should we invest with ads?
Mm-hmm.
If they have ads, I use the platform's ads, and they make some money, so why would I stop?
Sure.
The audio ads bring in a lot more money than the video ads on YouTube.
Right.
And I don't know how much each ad like gets us, so I don't know if it's like more people are listening, or maybe it's because they're listening to more of them on the audio version than the video one. Like I don't even know how the ads in YouTube works. Like if you skip it, do you still get something for it being there for 5 seconds? I don't know that stuff.
So are those dynamic? Like if I was to re-download an episode in 6 months, would I get a different ad?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
The audio ads.
Do you want some stats
And I
from
say-
Podbean for the last 2 years? Because that's all I can do.
If you have some stats, sure.
Sure.
I've seen
Okay.
graphs. Those
Yeah,
are so
I have some
cool.
graphs here. So for the last 2 years, the retention seems to be 100% the first week. So most of the downloads come from the first week, and they taper off by half every week after that. Generally,
That makes sense.
except for January. January's weird, where week 2 is still at 70%. It's because people catching up probably from like their
Game of the
holidays
Year
and Game
stuff?
of the
Oh,
Year.
no,
maybe
that-
I know Game of the Year brings in a lot more like eyeballs and ears, because like the view numbers on that are like triple a standard episode.
Yeah. It seems like the downloads by time of day, the most times are Sunday at 12 a.m., Saturday at 5 a.m., Tuesday at 2 p.m., and Fridays at 9 p.m.
What if this is a time
Now,
zone
what
thing?
time zone is that? Is that your time zone?
GMT.
Oh wait, it's also showing the countries here. Hey,
Yeah.
Australian listeners.
Yeah, we'll get to the
Yeah, we'll
countries
go
in a
there.
second.
So what I'm curious about, like the time, is like, I'm assuming a lot of people listen to podcasts. I'm kind of going off my own experience. I have a podcast app that just downloads it when it gets pinged.
Sure,
So
yeah.
theoretically, it would get pinged like 15 minutes after the episode goes live. So it's kind of dictated on when we post, which is like Fridays at like, I don't know, noonish.
Right.
So I don't get why that's not like the highest time. Why isn't everyone's podcast app getting pinged at like noonish on Friday?
I don't know. Speaking of like the way people listen, 23% use Apple Podcasts, 17% use Chrome, just straight up for Podbean.
Okay.
9% use Apple Core Media. I don't even know what that is, frankly.
I have no idea what that is.
7% use iTunes, And then after that, then the rest is other, and that's split up between like Overcast, Podcast Addict, blah blah
Podbean
blah.
itself.
Yeah. Basically everything else. So
VLC.
in terms of where your audience comes from, in downloads, 42,000 downloads over the last 2 years came from United States. 4,800 came from Canada. So 79% United States, 9% is the next highest is Canada. And then it just kind of tapers down from there. You got almost 2% UK, some from Australia, Colombia,
I love that you're
Sweden.
almost a full percent Colombia.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is interesting data to me. I've never seen this.
Yep.
Hey, Germany.
Yeah, the ones that'll have the higher percentages, I typically
great.
know because they're also people that will be in our Discord.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's one guy in Austria.
Yeah,
That's great.
some of these are like literally one guy somewhere.
Yeah.
Or like one person downloading one thing while they're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I might have downloaded an episode when I was in Japan, so that'll count.
Okay.
So I'll give you some YouTube statistics. The people who come to our like videos, about 45% of them come through YouTube. So somewhere on YouTube, and then they click our video. And then about 34% come through Twitter, which those definitely make sense. Then it drops significantly. 5% is just a Google search for us, I guess.
Okay.
2% is duckduckgo.com, which I don't know what that is.
Here it is.
Oh.
It is a website.
Yeah.
It's a
About
privacy
three-quarters
protection
of
browser.
our
Okay.
about three-quarters of our watchers are subscribers, and about a quarter are not, which is definitely interesting. I'm also looking at the last year. I couldn't, so
Yeah.
this is the last year for the YouTube analytics. It says 100% of our audience is male, which I know that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where it got that statistic from.
Yep.
This audience page just seems like it's busted. 100% of our audience is between 18 and 24. I also know that's not correct.
Yep.
Let's see. Top countries. Half is United States. Canada is 1%. Then it gets even lower than 1%.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Is Austria on there too?
Australia is on there.
Okay. Stefan Zweig though, man. That's some
Let's see.
really
Average
good.
view duration is about half an hour. Although if you're a Canadian subscriber, you watch for about 3 minutes longer than an American on average.
Ooh.
Sweden, though, you only watch on average for about 10 minutes. So I
Fucking
don't know what's up with that.
assholes. Yeah.
Then we got United Kingdom over here with 26 minutes. Nice.
Yeah.
I don't
Thanks.
A lot of these are just like really weird
Yeah.
Granular.
numbers and
Yeah.
stuff that I don't even know what you could specifically do with it. So let's see some of our like suggested videos from the last year. So the episodes that YouTube will suggest to you. Our E3 one is the highest, tied
Right.
with our Game of the Year one.
Right.
Yeah. For
That makes
like
sense.
3% of the time. Yep. Stuff you'd expect.
Yep.
Thomas has two more parts to his query. On a related note, have you considered if podcast reruns would be something worth doing? It could be old ones, since I know some people in the Discord like going through and summarizing their reactions and thoughts on 10-year-old episodes. It could also be new ones, maybe to cater to different time zones who can't watch it live initially by using Twitch reruns or even Discord Go Live. Weird late night show for Austria.
I don't even know what is Discord Go Live?
Oh, you can just
Any
go
idea?
live on Discord. Yeah. It's like live streaming through Discord.
Oh, that's right. I remember they did bring. Okay.
It's
And
basically
what's
just screen sharing to like a server that people can watch.
right.
Yeah.
What's Twitch reruns?
Literally,
You just play back a VOD.
a video. Yeah. I think the best answer to this is if we're doing reruns, we wouldn't be doing a weekly show. Like, if
What's
like
the point of the rerun? Couldn't they just go into the channel and watch the video whenever they want?
That's what I mean, is that it's like, if for some reason we skipped a week, I guess we could rerun something in the normal slot, but then I don't see a point to it. So like,
Right, it's not like we'd be present to hang out in the chat or anything.
Right.
There's just a rerun playing.
like I'm not
I
gonna
see.
sit there and just like hang out and listen to an old
or
thing.
we could just have some
generally.
weird 24-hour playing old episodes, but what's that? Like,
Oh,
You
I
know.
see. Okay.
Yeah,
choose as
uh,
you would, you know. While you're playing Outer Wilds, just throw on an episode.
And I think a little bit of the problem too is how like time sensitive the stuff we talk about is necessarily. Like you have to want to
Right.
hear what we thought about something in 2011. Like otherwise it's like I'm gonna tune
I
in and
guess there
listen to this
could-
guy talk about 2012. Who gives a shit?
Right. I guess there could be something fun, of like, hey, guess what? On Mondays we're gonna run a rerun, and we're gonna do it from the same date but 10 years ago. And isn't that just kind of weird? Like if we did
That's
what would
actually a novel
Monday would that
idea.
be? Would it be February 3rd? Would it be? What's this Monday? February 3rd. It's like February 3rd, 2010. We're gonna run that episode.
That's not a terrible idea. That's kind of novel.
Although we
Anniversary
don't have
episode.
video for that far back, but you know that's just an idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never thought about running reruns. No one's ever asked.
Oh, wow. Okay. If scheduling didn't work out for a week and you guys couldn't meet up, would you ever entertain the idea of another solo cast like in days past? If scheduling really worked out with Sean, potentially another in-person cast.
No and yes.
Okay.
You wouldn't do a solo cast, is what you're saying?
What's the point? I'll just play a game and stream. Like that's what a solo cast is.
Did any of you other guys do solo cast? I know I did, but
I know you did.
I think
I
I'm the
did
only one
the-
who didn't.
I did one.
okay. I called it.
I think
Rambling.
I
Sean
did
did
one,
one.
that I sent into someone to like
I think you're
add
right.
to the file.
Mm.
Oh shit! I think I did a solo cast and I played whatever you sent me, and then I
Yeah,
like
that's right. I
I
think you
think
and I
I
both did solo casts, and we like
put them
combined
together.
Like here's Paul's part, and here's my part.
I think you're right. Yeah,
Wow,
I
it's like
think
a
that
movie
happened.
commentary where they couldn't get Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill at the same time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it's
That's
like.
exactly what it was
Yeah.
like. Sorry.
I
and
mean,
then
yeah, we
in-person
could.
casts.
Like absolutely. Why? Because then it's hanging out.
Yeah,
Like
we try, but stuff usually just gets in the way. I think last time, like, people were sick when I was up there for the holidays.
Yes.
Well, and you guys don't like rushing Game of the Year stuff, right? Like you do it in late January, so you've played everything.
well, whenever it makes sense,
Right.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could do a normal show when I'm up there or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything's on the table. It just kind of depends what we want to do. I feel like we don't do very many solo casts because it's like I just get the night off. I just get the night back to myself. Cool.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, Lucas Gutang Clan says, "What have you guys learned with 10 years of podcast experience? Changes in the flow of the show, equipment to use or not use, topics to avoid, etc."
Never
Yeah.
talk politics.
Never talk politics. Okay.
On this show, for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Why is
Really?
why is
Does
that?
that not come up anymore? Or
I mean, because
did I take
it's-
it with me?
Did you talk politics?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I am wearing a Houston Rockets hat.
I didn't know we had like a
That
no
applies.
politics rule. We could talk politics.
We,
No.
we don't. We don't.
Oh, okay.
There's no rule. It's just that we don't, I guess. Really.
Yeah. I also don't have much to add because I have like no attachment to either political countries.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also, it's a video game podcast. For podcast experience, I think sticking to the format works better for setting up a show every week. As, like, with TDP, it's very kind of strict on we're doing this segment, and then we have banter or whatever. When Nathan and I did stuff regularly, it was kind of sometimes a free-for-all, and that was a fucking pain in the ass to deal with sometimes.
Well, there's no form to it. So
Like,
it could
structure
be 3.5
helps.
hours of just whatever.
Structure
happened.
helps a lot, yeah. So,
Yeah.
like...
I am back.
it makes it more easily digestible for the listener, but more importantly, it makes it easier to plan a show around.
Like, there's not just a hard right turn into talking about The Irishman for like 46 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
No matter how much you want it to be.
Right. Which I could do right now, but you shouldn't. It's not
Right.
good content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have?
I
a
don't know what
vision-
you guys said. My call like dropped.
Okay.
I'm sure it was great.
I was saying
It was good. It was really
planning, like sticking to a format and planning is the most easy way to like do a show every week regularly and like make it digestible, basically, is the gist of it.
Sure. Yeah, we have the notes. Like we add stuff. That's definitely helpful.
Part 2 of the question.
Yeah. There's nothing more to add from 10 years worth of experience. I mean, I guess we got better at just like talking to each other.
Well, I noticed you don't
Yeah.
have a pop screen. What's
I
that?
do have a pop screen. I just don't use it.
Okay. Just 1 out of 3. But okay.
Pop screens are important, man.
They're
those
not.
P's.
Nope.
Those P's and those T's.
Nope.
Oh, God.
What else is there? Like, I guess you just get more comfortable with your co-hosts. It's not really that you learn it, it's that you just experience it. You just get used to it.
Yeah, no, used to it's definitely key. Like, but we've also been doing this like so long that it'd be weird if I wasn't doing this.
It's just become
Yeah.
a part of our lives.
Yeah, basically, like it's like
Yeah.
not like everyone in my family knows Thursday night or Friday night, whatever Sean has to do with the podcast. It's just like it is a part of my life. I've been podcasting about games on a weekly basis for my entire adult life.
I'm going to throw that question on its head and say, what's it been like for you doing a podcast regularly a lot to not at all and barely even talking to us even?
I
just in
definitely
general.
get more lackadaisical in terms of feeling urgency to play anything. Like, I have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I've tinkered with it a little bit, but I'm just going to eventually play that when I feel like I need to.
Do you ever feel like you just have all this shit that you've done that you want to talk about, like want to pop though, that you used to get out or vent every week?
I probably, yeah, my wife.
Because you keep bringing up Irishmen. It's like, what the fuck?
Look, it was 3.5 hours I can't get back, okay? I was in a theater just watching old men talk and then having to walk out and be like, yeah, 10 Oscars. What? That jacket was the best costume of 2019.
But this is what I mean. What you're doing right now, you didn't have this outlet, and
I
you
know.
used to do this every week. You had a way to like talk about something on your mind, and then you just got rid of that.
I feel Brittany could answer this question because she has to hear dumb rants about whatever the stupid thing is. That's like, normally this would go in a box onto the internet, and now it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a bit of that. Of just, or like, yeah, having finished a game a couple weeks ago and being like, all right, like, no one will, like, yeah, like I finished Death Stranding weeks ago. And
do you
was
feel
really
that urge to
wound
talk
up.
about? Yeah, that's what I mean,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
And then it's just me walking around at night at like 5 a.m. and just being like, what was that? And then no one to,
And no one responds to you.
yeah.
except my cat.
You just
who
put down the
ran away.
controller and it's like nobody even gives a shit.
Yeah. That was just between me and Kojima that time.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and Norman
definitely
Reedus.
interesting because like I definitely do get urges of like, oh, I cannot wait to just talk about this on the show.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I
had I
want
still
to.
been part of a regular show, I would have like written some notes or something. I was just like,
I mean,
my
you
God,
do
talk about
realize
that
at any time you could say that you want on.
like
and
I need
you're
to guess
welcome.
Death
Yeah.
Stranding. Yeah,
That's
okay.
true. Oh, it is definitely an open invitation. You feel free anytime, obviously.
Like other than
but,
console wars, but now I'll open for.
We'll talk Death Stranding. It's okay.
I know.
This is not the time or place to get into spoilers.
Okay. Did we talk about the next 10 years?
Okay.
part of the question?
Also, do you have a vision for the next 5 or 10 years, or how the podcast might evolve?
Holograms.
Yeah. Holograms, exactly.
Travis Strikes Back. In depth.
How it would evolve?
personally, no. What about you guys?
No, I don't have any idea.
Bigger pop screens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My pop's
Cover up more of our faces.
Yeah.
I like the hologram idea, honestly. I'm just gonna get someone animated cartoon version of me to replace me.
One thing I have always wanted to do, but it's very, very difficult, is have guests every now and then. But it is. I don't
So
know.
difficult.
I don't know if people that haven't tried to schedule people will know how hard it is to do.
Well, because we were doing some indie game stuff, and it was like insane when it's like, oh, I'm in the UK.
Yeah, I remember Ed
Oh.
Key waking up at 3 a.m. to get ready for a podcast. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking insane. To
What's
get
also
some
hard
people-
is like because then there's no like level of trust there of like, I don't know if this person is just going to start and say a racist slur. I don't know.
Well, I'd like to vet them. I don't want to just grab anybody as a guest.
What I'm saying is like there's always like it's like you guys, I like trust you to like not tank the show.
Right.
Sure.
But like whoever we bring on, they're definitely we're not gonna have that kind of connection. And then but then that's not even talking from like a technical standpoint, which is like more my thing. Is like it's hard enough making us sound good.
Sure.
Making sure that you guys are using all the same programs so that everything is,
capturing
easy.
audio.
Some of the things that people have come to the table with when you're doing like a scheduled thing, it's like, how you're a programmer, do you not understand how audio works?
It's not his job.
It's not his job.
But then,
he doesn't care.
Like, schedules is hard enough for the three of us. It was even difficult getting Nathan on the show, hence why we're on the Friday. Like,
exactly.
Every person you add throws like a huge wrinkle in it, because that's a whole another life you have to work.
John has to put a second mortgage on his house for missing work for you, Nathan. How do you feel?
Badly. I tried to switch my shift. I can go into it.
No. Please don't.
Wait. So has there been I remember like towards the end of my tenure, there was the Hot Pepper Gaming guy.
Yeah,
was on there. Has there been folks since? Or
there was Alan from what's it called? BioWare.
Wow.
I mean, in the early days, you had your cousin, right?
My cousin Dustin was keeping up on Call of Duty when none of us were.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like, hey man, what's up with World at War? What is it? Anything? I guess that would have been 2 years prior to us, but Black Ops.
I think also with Dustin though, it was like, do you want to do the podcast? And you're like, well, I'm hanging out with Dustin, and it's like, well, then I guess he's going to be on the podcast.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Stuff like that would happen.
Yeah,
but yeah. No more chips on the podcast.
I don't know that we've had anybody else. I've
done
a few with Hank. I'm 3D Homer because I do trust him. Like, I've vetted him before. When like John and Sean aren't around.
It's also hard because then it's like you're gonna let some people in, but you're not gonna let other people in. It's like I don't want to have that conversation. It's like, well, why'd you let him on the show? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah. Anyway, plans. I have no plans. Most of the time when there is a plan for the show, I just think of something like that morning, and I'm like, I'm gonna do a sticker promotion, and then by the afternoon, it's in place.
Yeah, I guess the evolution would be like on Patreon stuff at this point, which is hard.
Which again was like one day I was like, hey, why don't we do that? I'm gonna spend today at work setting up the Patreon.
And then, like, again, that's super hard, too, because we give so much shit that we could have charged for free already, that it would be putting up a paywall to charge for some stuff, like, so yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of thinking about what we should do. I just want to do it.
10 years from now, we'll be rich. We'll all be professional podcasters, quit our day jobs. That's the goal.
Agreed.
John, do you want to read this next one from VGC Kenny?
All right, next one coming to us from Kenny. John has gone on record saying that he hates motion controls. This is true. While for the most part that is agreeable to some degree, I would argue that not only is No More Heroes good with motion controls, it's the ideal way to play the game, and playing it without means you're missing something. I would argue that No More Heroes barely has motion controls, and what's in there could just be done with a button press, but, you know, whatever. I will agree that the little bit it has works.
Okay.
Someone's got to.
It's like, man, Kenny's undercutting his own argument here.
He kind of is.
Okay.
I would argue that the best.
That was an aside from John, for the record.
I know.
Yeah, that aside was for me, clearly. I would also argue that the best way to play Ace Attorney is with 2 screens. What other games would you say work better with gimmicks, despite the fact that they don't need it?
So I'm gonna cheat because I saw somebody answer this in the Discord and I agreed. Guitar Hero, Rock Band, anything with like a rhythm game where you're hitting a thing or playing a thing or feeling like you are.
Yeah, 100%. Any rhythm game that uses that.
Those were mapped to gamepads.
Yeah,
what insane person would do that?
I mean, everybody before those came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like Amplitude and whatever. But yeah, okay. Huh. Just with the Ace Attorney thing, there's something about the visual novel genre that I really like on handheld, because it's like you're reading a book in bed. Like you're playing Danganronpa or something. Like, it's like this. I don't know why this is better here than on my television, because it's on Steam now, but I would never play this on the big screen. It doesn't warrant it or something. Not that it's bad because of it. It's just like more intimate somehow. You're more in the story.
I totally agree, because I even think of like now playing visual novels on the Switch. Like I just don't want to put that on the TV, and I don't know specifically why, but I just don't.
I don't know if the touch control stuff with Ace Attorney was super awesome, but
no, not really. The main reason was that you could have like the dialogue on top while you were like looking through stuff on the bottom.
Or you just played 999.
Yeah.
Like, did you play it on DS or?
No, I played it on PC.
Was it totally awesome or?
I mean, yeah, it was voice acted, so I just sat back and
right.
watched a movie basically.
Okay.
Played a puzzle every now and then.
That first one was
got some really weird lore.
Yeah.
It's weird.
What about Let's Tap?
Oh, dude, you need that box in order to play that. Like, if you're not doing that, what are you doing? I wish. You couldn't even get the real deal Let's Tap box here, though. It was like Japan.
In America, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like some empty U-Haul box or whatever we were using. I don't know. I still enjoy that game. I never played the baseball themed one, and now the shop is gone. Like, there's no Wii Shop. There was like another Let's game. It was like Let's Catch. And I just nope. We'll never know. I'll never know what that was. But oh well. Thanks, Sega.
John, as an owner of a game boat, how does that like add to it?
Is that the only way to play?
What was the game? Was it Connect Adventures or something?
Yeah, it was Connect Adventures.
How was that?
There's like one mini game.
Yeah, exactly. It's just something you sit in. That's the thing. It's slippery. It's slipperier than fucking carpet. Like, it's super useless.
Well, not all of us have carpet. Okay, rich guy.
Is it supposed to double as a pool toy? Like, what is?
No, I think it specifically says not a pool toy.
It's like, warning, not actually fun. Like, that's terrible. Just all right. Game boat.
Not actually fun.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Is there
what?
Skyward Sword? The bow was kind of dope with that game.
I've never played it.
With the Motion Plus or whatever. That was actually cool. I don't know how they'll ever port that game to anything. I know it's one of the least like Zeldas, but
I don't know. Like, just shoot it like a regular Zelda game. Like, that'd be fine.
I don't know. There was like they designed a specific dungeon to be really big, so it's long range stuff, and it kind of felt awesome. But I don't know.
I guess I don't remember enough of Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I remember you have to like hold the sword like straight up often
to make it shine or something.
Yeah, to like power it up
to
or
charge it
like
up to do the spin. Yeah.
Oh, I really like Zombie U. Having to
Right.
look through your backpack, like looking down at your thing, then you look up and a zombie's like about to grab you.
Or Game and Wario has much the same.
I was about to say Game and Wario.
Like the
However,
mom coming into the room. Yeah.
When they did port Zombie U, and it's just you were in an inventory screen. It wasn't in your
standard,
lap.
Yeah.
But
I think it was a PS4 Plus game at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just called Zombie, I think now.
Yeah. So those are games that benefit from gimmicks, I guess.
Yeah.
Who's got this next question?
Mostly Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read this next one. This one comes in.
Like the touchpad.
Nobody cares about the
Yeah.
touchpad.
Touchpad. Yeah, that back
What was
touch.
that one game that Little Big Planet people made that was like the only piece of software?
Tearaway.
There you go. Anyway.
Well, no, the Uncharted one, you had to like hold it up to a light.
Oh yeah. Or now I'm thinking of the DS map thing.
Yep.
Like with Zelda, which I totally didn't get at all. Like
Hotel Dusk.
What
Hell yeah.
Hotel Dusk.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, this one comes in from Sean Booker. He says, Nathan, what was your last 5 game of the years?
Last 5 game of the years. Oh no. Probably Near Automata for 17. That's that year, right?
Okay, wait.
Okay.
So
That might have been 18.
I think it was 17.
So start from like 2015.
Okay.
Let's just bring up a quick
From
list of
2014.
Oh gosh.
From 14.
Nier was
Okay,
2017. He's right.
let's start from 14.
Also, I played original Nier on 360, and that game is pretty awesome too.
Okay.
Whoa.
But okay.
Does anything
Sorry, we're
stand
looking
out?
at 2014.
Oh wait, you have
boy.
your giant bomb lists, right?
I do.
Okay, let's just look that up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to read the next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is a weirdly bigger question.
Hebrew Lantern says, this is mainly directed towards John and Sean, but Paul can chime in if he has an answer. As people who play a lot of video games, mostly for work, what do you do when you aren't playing video games?
Sleep.
Sleep, eat, repeat. Sleep, eat, game, repeat.
Exactly. I'm just that shirt.
Go ahead.
I play with the cat, watch movies or TV every now and then, hang out with my wife, run errands, etc.
No, they were submitted to like they're gone.
I'm going to say I don't play a lot of
Those are
games
the
at work.
ones.
I'm a video editor. I have
Oh.
to edit a lot of video. So I don't play much games at work. So I play games when I get home for the most part. But when I'm not playing games, I'm at the gym often. I go to movies. I'm at the movie theater like every weekend. But yeah, no, Paul and Nathan, you guys can chime in too. What do you do when you're not playing video games?
No, yes, you guys. Fuck them.
No, I think you're
Paul, can I think
included.
of an answer?
I read a lot of Stephen King books in the last couple years. Probably. Oh man, Tommyknockers, strangely underrated. People really hate on that one. That one's secretly really fun. I watched Mindhunter and got into true crime books for a little bit there. John Douglas, the FBI agent.
Oh, I
you
finished
relate
Sex
to any of this?
Education season 2. That was fantastic.
It's really good, right? Yeah.
Holy
Is this a
smoke, that was
Netflix
so
show?
enjoyable.
or-
Yeah, it's a Netflix
Yeah.
show.
Okay. Oh man, I was playing a lot of Spelunky the last couple years. That's video games though; it doesn't count. Sorry, we're just looking at old years. I don't actually have lists ready, so this is a strangely daunting question.
Just off the top of your head, what are the ones that are sticking out for you?
One's sticking out: Nier Automata, Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, I eventually got way into Dark Souls, but years later.
So that was 2010.
Well, 2011, but I was on the show at that point. I just didn't.
Oh,
know
you just
that
didn't
game
talk
was
about
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. Well, what are we looking at? Oh, no, 999 was after that. Virtue's Last Reward was good, but when was that? 14?
Yeah, I think 14.
Okay.
Yeah, 14 sounds about right. All right. Anyway, Nathan, this next question is for you to read,
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind.
Scroll
Oh
down.
god. Yeah, where are we? Oh, we're right here.
Okay. What was the first game you played as a kid that made you realize games could actually be bad?
And this is from Linebeck.
Ooh.
Interesting. 'Cause, yeah, I was pretty like just playing really bad Atari games, but just enjoying that they were games.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I remember
you know
really
what?
not liking Metroid 2 for the Game Boy.
Okay.
It's a bit cumbersome, yeah. I eventually got into it. But I'm going to say Inspector Gadget on the Super Nintendo because I loved that show. And then I rented the game and was just like, wow, yeah, I'm bad at this game. This game isn't, I don't know. And I rented it again to determine, no, this isn't good. This is not a good video game. It's not you. It's this video game. Like, I was just like, how could a thing based on this really fun show not be fun? That makes no sense.
Like the movies. They made 2 of them.
And
Yeah.
I did not see the French Stewart sequel.
I saw the first one in theaters.
So did I.
Nice. I probably did with like a daycare thing or something.
I wish it was better. But yeah. Matthew Broderick. So yeah, Inspector Gadget probably for me. Super Nintendo. Like some movie-based games. Like the movie's greatness not translating to another movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Home Alone for NES is the only one I can think of.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, conversely, when Capcom would do it, it would sometimes work out.
Yeah.
Like the Aladdin stuff. It's like, this is pretty cool.
When were games bad for you, Paul?
I remember playing Platoon on the NES and just being like, ugh.
Oof.
What is that game? Platoon?
Based off the movie.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the Oliver
prequel to
Stone
Platoon.
Yeah.
Best Picture
I had,
winner.
Yeah, I had
became
it. Or,
an
well, I mean, I
NES
still
game?
have it. Yeah.
Is it just Contra?
No, you would
Okay.
think, right?
Yeah, it's just you're Willem Dafoe.
It's like a bad Contra is a good
no.
way to put it, but holy shit, is it bad?
Tom Berenger's there, and then his eyes turn red, and he explodes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, weird. I did not understand that you were talking about a movie game based on that. I can't imagine that happening in modern times. Just like 1917 coming out. Xbox One. Run.
That could.
The camera will follow you.
Suku writes in and says, I just learned there was a race of horse people in the Star Wars EU. What's the craziest out there fact you know about a video game?
Like a lore question?
Craziest out there fact. I feel like I should think of something because I've seen Guru
like,
Larry's
in-
videos before, and that's kind of what he does. Is dumb shit like that.
I just can't think of something that's not obvious in the story of the game. Like a crazy.
I can think of one thing right now.
Yeah.
For the N64, Turok Rage Wars had multiple endings, and one of the endings in particular you actually could not achieve in the game at all. So you had to call a claim, and you would have to order a replacement cartridge that would actually fix the bug, so you could actually get that ending. And that is one of the rarest N64 games now because of that, because it's a gray cartridge for Turok Rage Wars.
Weird.
Wow.
I remember there was a co-op glitch in that game that prevented you from proceeding past a certain point. I hope they address that too in their patched cartridge. But
I think it's always super weird when like games have to be like destroyed from like taken off the shelves. I think of like Too Human and that X-Men game.
Yeah.
Because like the company goes under and they're like, we have to
is that
destroy every copy of
Dimensions?
the game.
Yeah.
Like the Silicon Knights lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you can still find those around. It's just like, this is supposed to be destroyed, right? But it's just in some like,
Contraband, you
you're at a
understand that,
convention.
right?
Contraband.
Yeah. So
The
is this
Burger
implying that the
games,
horse people
those exist?
are from a video game?
No, they're just saying, I learned this weird thing I never knew before. What's a weird thing that
From
you
a
know?
video game specifically, though.
From video games, yeah.
Oh, boy.
About a video game, I guess, yeah.
Like just some behind the things, seen things about a character. Like Isabel's real job or something.
I still think it's crazy that the PlayStation was almost like a Nintendo thing.
Oh.
That's still weird to me.
Yeah.
That's not a game-specific thing, but like a video game specific, but...
Well, like, the video game historian highlighted this, like, dope GameCube that was also a Panasonic DVD player or something that came out in Japan. It just looks so future and awesome. It was like a deluxe GameCube that came out late in the life of that thing.
That's kind
But
of
that's
interesting.
hardware.
Yeah.
It's not, particular to
Yeah, I don't know if it needs to be like game lore because the things we're talking about are kind of outside of the
Sure.
games.
Yeah.
What was the thing? So speaking of Banjo-Tooie, they put in that feature that wasn't there originally. Wasn't there a cartridge swap thing?
Yeah,
between
stop
1
and
2?
swap. They couldn't do supposedly because of the RAM of the N64 got changed.
Oh, okay. But there was like
So
Easter
they-
eggs in place to happen. They just couldn't realize it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because there was like some place I found in the opening area of that game on 360 that was like, hey, if you connect Banjo 1, and I was like, oh, okay, this must be the leftovers of the thing. Wasn't there cheese in Perfect Dark? In a similar spirit?
Yes. Every stage had cheese hidden in it. There was no reason for it. It was just there.
Okay. Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And then the rarest version of Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, they replaced the frogs with Yoshis.
Yeah.
But who played that on that platform? That's the real, out there fact. Someone did. Shot all the Yoshis.
What, like the 3DS version?
The 3DS version
Yeah.
of Snake Eater had
Right.
Yoshis in it.
Who would play that?
I don't know.
I don't know what this one kind of came to mind back when it was Portal 2, Mortal Kombat 9, and SOCOM 4. They all came out on
Oh.
like the same weekend, and PSN was down
Yeah.
for
That
like
was
a
quite
month.
quite
And I
an
think that's what like
amazing timing.
killed that SOCOM game.
Mm-hmm.
Killed that SOCOM game, and then like Portal had all this like Steam integration and stuff. Like the PS3
Right,
version
yeah,
of
yeah,
Portal 2
yeah.
was like deluxe in some way, but it was totally mooted by the fact that that didn't work. So I just
Right.
rented it
And
on
then
360.
so they said sorry by giving you had the option of getting like it was like 2 PS3 games and like 2 Vita games. I'm trying to remember, like you had to like pick from like a list, and it was stuff like I think like Starhawk was one of them.
Oh yeah.
That kart racer, Media Molecules kart racer, what was that called?
Oh, Mod Nation Racers.
Nation Racer, I think
Oh,
that was
yeah.
one of them. Maybe Tearaway, I don't know. And then in a similar idea, and I can't remember what the thing was, but I think Xbox Live was down for a significant length of time, and their sorry was they gave everyone a copy of Undertow. This
I
this
did
weird
not get that copy of Undertow, but yes, I do recall
weird
that.
swimming platform / RTS game. That was weird. You guys remember Doritos Crash Course?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah, that dinosaur.
And then
How
they
could
came
we
out with
forget?
a sequel. I made a second one of those. And it's weird when some games just are real.
True.
Just wait, how did this get financed? But
Yeah.
yeah,
Is it me next?
Rasterman.
Is it me? Or John? Is it
It
John?
might be me. Hang on, I'm getting
You with
okay.
Rasterman's question.
I haven't gone in a while. I
Yep.
just read Tom's giant one, but yeah.
Oh, if you want to read this one, Nathan, you can go ahead.
Oh sure. How would you describe the podcast to someone who has never seen or heard of it before? As a bonus, try to summarize the 500 episodes in 5 words or less.
I would describe it to someone who's never seen or heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
Guys try to talk about video games, but constantly get sidetracked.
It's a podcast a video game podcast about video games.
So I'm gonna do this bonus one because I've
Yeah.
been thinking about this one, and I think I've got it down. I think this is pretty good. Okay,
Uh-huh.
500.
5
okay.
words,
Yeah.
and it's a question.
Okay.
Proton John has a podcast,
That's pretty good. Yeah.
right?
Wait, who?
I feel like that's always like the first comment.
Oh, I see what's happening. Sorry, Paul's doing some image.
Yeah, sorry,
visiting.
I'm doing some stuff here quickly for the next show. Getting ready.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'll read out the next question then if we're good to move on.
Okay.
Yep.
Calman says, I finally got around to playing the Mario and Rabbids Donkey Kong Adventures DLC at the end of last year, and it reminded me how much I enjoyed mastering a tactical RPG. It also got me thinking about the different styles of tactical RPGs, and to me, there are 2 kinds. Those that rely on traditional RPG leveling system like Fire Emblem or Disgaea, where you can essentially grind your way out of a situation when you don't need any tactical play. And those that rely on a skill point or gear-based progression system like Mario and Rabbids and XCOM, where there's less opportunity to game the system in my eyes. What's each of your favorite tactical RPGs, if you have any, and which style do you prefer out of the 2 I identified? There's also a bonus question for Sean if he wants to get into it. What do you have against Codename Steam?
Called out.
He played it pre-patch.
I played it
that's
pre-patch.
pretty much all that needs to be said, yeah.
Was it
Yeah,
extremely
it
slow
was
loading?
Slow. It
Never
was
played it.
super slow. The enemy turns like took forever.
Yeah,
a lot of
you had to
a lot of,
watch
like,
the enemy turns happen, and there was no way to fast forward. They
It was
patched
also
that
like
out.
fog of war, so a lot of times you were just sitting there watching fog, because things would be moving in the fog that you can't see, and that would be like 3 minutes long of you doing that. That's the only thing that sticks out that I can remember at the time. It's been years since I played Codename Steam.
Okay, so which manner of tactical RPG style do you prefer?
I like the XCOM style more myself.
Yeah.
And that's is that the Fire Emblem style where you can like grind?
That they say
No,
you can grind your
XCOM
way
style
out of
is skill
problems.
point.
Yeah, it's more like doing a build essentially than just leveling up.
Yeah, I think I would lean to that too because then you kind of know, I should be able to beat this. They've given me the tools I need. I just need to think better, as opposed to of like maybe I'm just not good enough because I am not a high enough level.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that way sounds more fair. I will say though, this genre has always kind of flummoxed me past a certain point.
Okay.
I'll get like 20 hours into something and then just be like, wow, this is like hard. And then just kind of wander away. One instance was Gladius on the GameCube. Remember Gladius?
Yep.
LucasArts.
Yep.
You should play the Rabbids one.
I don't know.
You love rabbits so
I
much.
love Rabbids. My best Wii game. Yeah. Okay. I'll keep it in mind. It does
That
seem to go
game's
on
good.
sale more
very
than other Nintendo stuff on Switch. So
Legitimately, it is a good game.
It's got that Donkey Kong DLC.
is Chunky Kong in it?
No,
Oh.
he's dead.
Whoa. I didn't beat DK64, so I guess I didn't know how it ended.
Okay, now I think it's my
It's
turn.
like Buck.
Hebrew Lantern writes in and says, in honor of the Good Place finale, what is your favorite ending to a multi-part medium, i.e. series of games, movies, or shows? Nathan, how do you feel about that ending to Lost?
We were talking about this.
it. I wasn't that bummed out about it. But
Yeah,
I
I've always
also
been
don't
kind of on the
really
side.
revisit that show very much either. I think if there's one I kind of got around to liking, it was Mad Men, because I still just like watching that show, and the ending didn't ruin anything. You can still enjoy it. I know Sopranos is controversial, but I thought it was odd. I eventually got around to watching that show.
What do you guys think of the Seinfeld ending?
Eh.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I'm just trying to think of some like big endings.
Yeah.
The MASH ending. No, I'm before my time. No idea. I just know it was the most watched ever until the Cheers finale.
Mass Effect 3.
Were you bummed out by that? I think the amount of complaints around it made it so I just was like, oh, okay, that wasn't that bad.
I wouldn't say that's a favorite ending. So in the spirit of this question, I wouldn't say that.
Sure. Oh, favorite.
I was fine with it at the time. I don't even remember what they changed.
I don't think fine would really say favorite ending either. But yeah.
Huh. So you're actually delighted with how things concluded, and it makes it better.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, have I ever been happy with an ending? Now that, like, I'm trying to think of something.
Like,
Have I ever been happy?
Oh, God.
remember we talked about the Breaking Bad finale and then lost all of that audio. Did we come on the side of liking how it ended?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember how it ended, even.
Okay.
Well, don't worry, because they made like a prequel show and then they made a movie that
A
happens
sequel
directly
movie.
after
I
it.
did
Yeah.
see El Camino, and it was okay.
How-
It was like,
I was gonna ask because I haven't watched El Camino.
it's like an extra long Breaking Bad episode, for whatever that's worth.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Get some Robert
I guess
Forster
I guess
one
not
last
technically
time.
the ending, but it like would have been at the time. But like that original trilogy, Ace Attorney, so Ace Attorney 3, I loved that ending quite a bit because it definitely
Oh.
wrapped a lot of stuff up at the time.
Before, like, it went crazy, I guess, even though it's a prequel, but I love the ending of Snake Eater a lot.
Oh yeah.
I still like
Yeah,
that.
There for game endings.
Yeah.
Yo, the original Nier. That's an ending.
Yeah.
I like that.
Actually,
Automata's ending,
yeah,
also very good.
but-
I don't love the multiplayer thing they do there.
oh, really?
Yeah.
You're insane. You're insane.
No. The way they did it in the first one. That was the way. But anyway,
That was the way.
that was the way to do it. Because it's much the same notion of like deleting your save, but it's a different reason you're doing it. But
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just thinking. Okay, I'm glad Twin Peaks season 3 exists and was happy that it happened. The actual ending of 3, I have mixed feelings about.
Okay.
Like the last episode's just so weird. Like it just changes character.
A lot of those episodes are super weird.
Well, I know, like, but it's weird in like the way I want. And then the last episode is like this weird, like, is this like the real world and everything else was a dream world? Like, what is this? But I only watched it the one time, so
It's definitely confusing for sure.
yeah, I was
So
thrown
you're
by it.
you're a fan of season 3?
What? Oh, I was so delighted it happened at all. I couldn't believe that they made it. So I was. This might actually fit a later. It's got flaws, but you're willing to overlook them. This next question applies to my feelings of Twin Peaks season 3.
Okay.
Just like I'm just so happy this happened at all that I'm obliged to be really stoked about it.
It's just such a different thing from Twin Peaks, in my opinion.
We're being invaded by cats
Yeah.
in this room.
They're everywhere.
They've had enough of not being in here.
And now they're gone. They just had to be in here, and now they're not.
I'll keep ruminating on this multi-part medium question, but I think we can go on to the next one.
Yeah, let's get this last one. Paul, do you
All
want to read it?
Yeah, one press L2P. Do any games come to mind for you guys where you know it's got flaws, you're willing to overlook them due to be such a huge fan of the source material or game series that you can't help but be happy when playing it? Resident Evil. Every one of them, except for like a handful.
Right.
kinda-
I mean, like,
They're like
And
all
the
garbage,
premonition.
but fuck, I love them.
This was something that I meant to bring up in relation to Resident Evil 2 because I did start playing the remake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I find that game so strange because it's set up for good shooting, so I feel compelled to shoot everything. And
Uh-huh.
then I run into the old Resident Evil problem of like, "You
It's a
got no
survival
bullets.
horror, yeah.
What are you doing? It's like, well, I can shoot their heads though, so I was doing that. It's like, you fool, you've failed. But okay, so flaws and all. The original Nier. It's got some flaws, but I was willing to overlook them because there was a lot of good stuff going on in there. Twin Peaks season 3.
The entire like second half of Lost.
like the last 3 seasons of it. 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, those
Okay.
definitely aren't the strongest 3 seasons.
Fair, yeah. I think 2 is probably the best season. So okay.
2 is very good. Yes, for sure.
Hmm.
The Constant. That's a great episode. Let's say Asura's Wrath. That is basically a quick time event, but
Yeah.
I have a big dumb smile on my face whenever I'm playing that game.
Oscar's Wrath. I was gonna say God Hand has a similar
Yeah.
issue.
Yep.
I also agree with Paul on Resident Evil. I was gonna say Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, specifically that one is a fucking mess.
Oh, Child
But
of
like it's
Eden.
like my favorite mess.
Like I went all in on Child of Eden the year it came out because I was so happy a res follow-up of any sort happened. But that game's not as awesome as it should be. But again, I was just like, oh, thank God they
Yeah.
made it. So I'll deal with
I do
this.
remember you being super into that game. That's true.
Yeah.
Did you play Tetris Effect?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed it. I didn't get like totally blown away, but I found it kind of hard. I wanted to chill out, and I was too chilled for how intense that game got. So I might just
Did
not
you
be
play
very good.
Sayonara Wild Heart?
I did not. Is that a puzzle game?
No,
Okay,
it's like a platformer, I guess. But
but it's a great
should
game
check
that
out
has
Sayonara.
flaws.
well, it's another like music-based one.
Okay. Oh hey, any NBA product, kind of. Like the virtual currency stuff is legitimately gross, but it's like, hey, it's got the basketball, so okay, this will do. Although, man, if you wanted to let me just talk for a while, but it's fine. The roster stuff in that game is it's not reflective of reality at all, despite like it being based on the actual NBA. So there's just like players on your team that aren't on the team, players that are injured and not playing this year that are just there and they're fine and not playing the way they do in real life. Like it's sort of odd, the details they fixate on versus the ones they don't. But
Anyway, that's going to do it for questions. If
Yeah.
you want to send in a question next week, please do. It's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
Like, dude, Blake Griffin broke Steph Curry's threes
If you
record.
want Nathan on the show more, bug him on Twitter.
You know?
I don't.
Do
Do you
that.
use Twitter?
I don't use Twitter. Where am I on the internet anymore?
You got rid of everything.
You got plug, Nathan.
Send me
He's
weird
free.
like PSN messages. Krasnov. Yeah.
To get in touch
Jason
with him
Scott.
again, we had to talk over email. We didn't even have each other's phone number anymore because I changed my phone.
Yeah.
He's on Facebook. That's how I connect with him.
I'm on
Oh.
He's
Facebook
also on
too.
Discord.
Oh, are you?
I think I have him on Discord. No,
I
He doesn't
am
know.
on there. I just don't use it very much.
He doesn't use
I
it.
found
Yeah.
it overwhelming. But it's like, wow, people just keep talking. I can't keep up with this whole conversation. What am I gonna do?
You ignore it.
What are your guys' games per week?
I guess Gato Roboto.
Time spinner? Voxelgram, I guess.
Okay.
Mine's probably like Apex.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll go with Outer Wilds because it did get there. Like once it fits together.
What's
I
your game of the
enjoyed it.
week for the last 5 years?
Each one for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nier Automata, the original Nier. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the movie. I don't know.
That was a
Grand
good arc.
Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Wait. Yeah.
All right. Right after this episode, we are doing our Time Spinner TDP Plus episode. So stay tuned for that if you're a Patreon person to hear us. We've been teasing it all the time this episode.
Forever.
The winner for February is going to be Temtem. This was an extremely close race. It was going neck and neck with Bloodstained. This one with 1 vote.
Whoa.
So we get
Is
some
that
off-brand
Austrian?
Pokemon to play next month. Get
That's
excited for that. This is also the last day to take advantage of the sticker promotion on our Patreon. So if you want a TDP Plus sticker mailed out to you, I will be putting these in envelopes on our next show live without giving addresses away. So don't worry about that.
Live.
So check out our Patreon for that info. Otherwise, that's it. Nathan, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been
Happy
fun.
500, everyone. We did it.
We
That's
did
a
it.
lot of episodes.
Here's to one more.
Yep.
One more. No, we're
Yeah.
gonna keep going. We got no plans to stop. If they keep making video games, like I know at least I'll talk about them.
Yeah.
But what with E3 going? Who knows? Okay. Anyway. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Later.